Timeless timepieces, Rolex, the most luxurious watch brand in the entire world, wearing a crown in their logo, is the most prestigious handmade watch. Each piece is assembled with the expertise of skilled watchmakers in unique craftsmanship. The quality of these watches is never compromised. The luxurious watchmaker employs a specific gemmologist team, and some of their tools are specially made for the testing process. Many models are adorned with diamonds, and the diamond authenticity is confirmed through X-ray imaging. We want to be the first in the field, and Rolex should be seen as only the best. Let's explore the century-old story of the brand and keep on watching as we reveal why Rolex does not pay corporate income tax. What? Before we get into detail, fast fact. All official photographs of Rolex are set to show at 10 past 10 and the second hand is 31 seconds. This is the official Rolex time. Though it seems mysterious, it's very simple. The crown of Rolex is always placed at the 12 o'clock position, and with the hour hand and the minute hand symmetrically by its side, complementing the logo, the crown stands proud. Hans Wilsdorf, born in 1881, did not have a typical childhood. He was deprived of the love of his parents when they both passed away, leaving him orphaned at 12 years old. Hans' fate was in the hands of his uncles, who sold the prosperous family iron tool business that had belonged to his grandfather and later to his father. Hans and his siblings were sent to prestigious boarding schools where they received excellent education. Instead of being spiteful, Hans saw this very difficult time in a positive light. Our uncles were not indifferent to our fate. Nevertheless, how they made me self-reliant very early in life made me acquire the habit of looking after my possessions, and, looking back, I believe that it is this that much of my success is due. Hans was well educated, and his ability to be innovative soon began to emerge. It encouraged him to travel to foreign lands in search of employment. Before joining the art of watchmaking, he was a trainee at an international pearl exporting company. In 1900, Hans moved from La Chaux de Fonds. This is where he began his career as a watchmaker. Working for Kuno Corton, Hans would wind many pocket watches and check their precision, which eventually contributed to the foundation of his knowledge of the art of watchmaking and his determination to create the best watch. 5 years later, Hans moved to London, single-minded to begin his own business, coming into a partnership with his brother-in-law, Alfred Davis. Alfred knows he didn't have enough money, but Alfred saw in Hans something more important than money: his determination and passion. Hans kicked off his business and named it Wilsdorf and Davis. Into the 1900s, pocket watches dominated the market as wristwatches were disliked by the majority. Somehow, Hans was sure what the future holds. My personal opinion is that pocket watches will almost completely disappear and that wristwatches will replace them definitively. I'm not mistaken in this opinion, and you will see that I'm right. In anticipation of this drastic change, he prepared by collaborating with Hermann Egler from Switzerland. Hermann Egler produced high-quality watch movements, and their biggest order was placed by Hans. In 1908, Hans, in search of an easily pronounceable brand name, one that would fit well into the face of the watch, came up with Rolex, and in 1915, the company was officially named Rolex Watch Co. Limited. By this time, Rolex had come a long way. The company consisted of more than 40 employees. With the breakout of World War I, the economy was disadvantaged to the watchmaking industry with the heavy taxes imposed on imports and exports. As a result of the unfortunate events, Hans decided to move his company to Switzerland in 1919. On the plus side, Rolex would be closer to Hermann Egler. The name of the company was later changed to Rolex SA. One of the issues Hans encountered is that dust and moisture had found their way to the internal structure of the watches and began damaging the movement. Hans knew that precision is very important and worked hard to solve it. Hans also improved brand durability. He launched a waterproof watch and called it the Oyster. Several waterproof watches had already been released in the market. However, Rolex is the only one that was able to make watches durable and precise. Fast fact: the exclusive dealers of the Rolex Oyster were provided with windows displays, an aquarium. Inside it were plants, goldfish, and guess what else? The Rolex Oyster. Fast fact: Mercedes Gleitz, a swimmer, wore the Rolex Oyster on a necklace and swam the English Channel. The entire swim lasted for more than 10 hours, and the success of the watch was elaborative in a front-page advertisement on every issue of the Daily Mail for a month. My Rolex Oyster not only remained waterproof during the swim across the English Channel, but it also kept perfect time. Miss Mercedes Gleitz. Hans also launched the world's first automatic wristwatch. The self-winding mechanism was called a perpetual rotor, and the birth of another first for Rolex, the Datejust, a wristwatch that automatically showcases the date on the dial with the help of a date wheel. These technologies are found in all of today's automatic watches. The goal of Rolex has truly been all about making history as the finest watchmaker. Rolex manufactured the Daytona series. You might wonder, we say the Daytona series like it means something, because it does. It's literally out of this world. As Rolex would say, from across the solar system. The dials of the Daytona series are made of real meteorite. Rolex is also famous for making its gold. The ever-rose gold used in some of the models is exclusive to Rolex, and it is a combination of pure gold, copper, and platinum. By controlling the production of the in-house gold, what do they plan to achieve? Quality. Reason to justify their high-tech security systems. Bank vault doors, iris scanners, armored trucks, you name it. You and I both know that Rolex is one to maintain unachievable standards, but the real question is, why do they not pay corporate income taxes? If you reach this far of this video, we sincerely thank you. Please subscribe and share our videos. With the death of Hans' wife, he was truly devastated. His journey began with the passing of his parents and now his wife. These events brought along the previous distressing memories. He did not have children with his first wife. Therefore, in 1945, he initiated a charity foundation in honor of his wife, the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. Before his death in 1960, Hans transferred 100% of his ownership in Rolex to the foundation. To this day, Hans Wilsdorf Foundation controls Rolex and donates to many charities and social causes. As a result of belonging to the charity foundation, yes, Rolex does not pay corporate income taxes. Hans is a visionary and inventor, most importantly, one who is determined enough to combine durability, quality, and performance with style, elegance, and prestige. Hans left behind a brand that strives for excellence. He also left behind his legacy for his principles. His attention to detail and precise craftsmanship is echoing to this day with the annual production of more than 800,000 watches. If we asked you what is the most luxurious watch brand in the world, would Rolex be your answer? Comment down below and let us know. Stick around our channel and check this inspiring video.